Hey everyone, welcome back to MED Analyst channel. So today we're going to be looking at two really cool Excel formulas that let you add up the individual digits inside a number without any manual work. Sometimes in Excel, your data does not come in a very neat column, it comes in messy, right? So you might have a cell that is storing numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or even mixed up with text like A, B, 1, 2, 3. For example, now you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excel will break apart the 1, grab the 1, grab the 2, grab the 3, grab the 4, grab the 5, and add them all together to give 15, right? Now you might ask, why is this so important? What's the implication in real life? More than you would think, banks and financial institutions, they use digit sum to check or to validate account numbers, credit card numbers, tax systems, and then for ID verifications. Logistic company use them to validate barcodes, tracking codes, even in the data cleaning. Spotting whether a number passes a particular digit sum rule can instantly flag bad or fraudulent entries in your data set. So whether you are auditing data, you are building validation tools, or just leveling up your Excel skills, this is a very powerful trick. Let's break down both formulas, nice and easy. So for
Now, firstly, if we are dealing with the summing of digits in a cell that has just numbers, like for example, we have the 1, 2, 3. These are all numbers. So I want to sum up 1 to 3. That means adding 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is going to give us 6, right? So that's the goal. So we want Excel to extract each and every digit in the cell and add it up. Now, there is no formula in Excel to do that automatically. So we're going to build a formula that teaches how, one after the other, piece by piece, from inside out. The first part we're going to do, we want to get the length of this cell. There's a formula called length. And what the length returns? It returns the number of characters in a text string. Length is like how many characters in that cell. So I'm entering that formula, length this. We have 3. So we could see that there are 3. So if I should do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, it will become 4, right? So let's go back to 1, 2, 3. So it counts the number of characters, just like you are assuming you're counting the number of balls in a basket. So the next part of the formula we're going to get is, after getting this length, we want to add a symbol in front of it. I'm just going to add what I'm doing. 1 semicolon, semicolon, and so what this does is that it takes 1 semicolon and joins it to whatever the length of this cell is. What we have 1 into 3. What this means is that, so you are writing a range on paper. You write 1 semicolon and then stick the number of digits at the end, so that for 3-digit number you will have 1 semicolon 3, right? So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to introduce the indirect function. Indirect function is a special function that takes a text string and turns it into an actual Excel reference. Now let's bring that in just at the edge. Indirect, like I said, it returns the reference specified by a text string. So it basically takes a text string and turns it into an actual Excel reference. So indirect, right? So I'm going to close the brackets. So what this like what we have here already is 1 semicolon 3, right? So indirect 1 semicolon 3. So this tells Excel, okay, I want row 1 through to 3. That means row 1, row 2, row 3. Or breaking it down simpler terms, is imagine you are writing probably room 1 to room 3, like we have here on a piece of paper, and handing to someone. Indirect is like the person that reads that paper and actually walks into these rooms. Probably the person walks to room 1, walks to room 2, walks to room 3. So what we're going to get there is like probably we are entering the digit 1, the digit 2, and digit 3. Because if you look at what we have in the bracket is getting 1 semicolon 3. So indirect is more like saying we are entering from 1 to 3, from 1 digit to the 3rd digit, right? So the next form I'm going to add to this now is the row. Now we know that the row returns the row number of a reference for whatever reference we give it. So I'm going to have the row. So row of this now to give us a list. I'm going to close the brackets. This gives us a list. So for a 3-digit number like we have here, it's going to give us 1, 2, 3. For a 4 digits, it's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4. That means row 1, row 2, row 3 for a 3 digit. So the next piece we're going to add, we're taking it step by step, is our mid. Like we know the left, the mid, the right. The mid extracts characters from the text. It takes 3 inputs. That means the cell. So we're going to get the mid. Returns the character from the middle of the text string, giving a starting position and the length. Right? So the mid of this, which is our B3, comma, the starts. Now this one, what we have here basically is 1, 2, 3, as you can see up here. So after that, it returns number of characters 1. Now the reason we put 1 is that when we want to extract 1 character at a time. 1 character at a time. We want to extract 1 character at a time. Now come to this formula. If we should view everything we have here, we will see that our answers are in double quotes. But how do we convert this to a real number, not just a text character? Just to add the double negative sign before. Now let's check it again. You see the double quotes as left. Now let's take it again. Just checking this, we could see there are double quotes on each of the character, but after the negative sign is added, double quotes is gone. So Excel sees now as a real number. So the next thing I'm going to do is to sum up the number, because now I've been able to extract each of the character one after the other and converted it to a real number. So I'm going to do sum product, and close the brackets. Good, we have our formula correct, finished. So let's put a new figure. Say 4, 5. That will give us a 9. Good. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will give us 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 3, 6, 15. So with this now, we're able to add up together these digits in the cell. Now, if we should bring in a character in this, it's going to give us an error. So in the next part now, we'll look at how to add up the digits inside of a cell, even if there are characters or symbols stored with it. So that's formula 2. So we have something like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Right? Now, how do we add up 1 to 3, ignoring the ABC? One of the reasons this formula will not work for this is that the mid formula cannot separate letters from numbers. So the formula we're going to use for this right now is a completely different and genuine strategy. So the big idea here is that instead of grabbing each digit directly, we asked how many times does each digit, digit 1 to 9 appears. You get the logic? We're looking at digit 1 to 9, and we're checking it in the cell. How many times does each of these digits appear? Then we'll multiply that count by the digit's value and add it up. Right? So the first thing we want to do is to actually create our fixed list of row 1 to 9. So we have the row $1 semicolon $9. So what this does is that it creates a fixed list. The dollar sign locks is used to lock the dollar sign is used to lock it so that it always means row 1 through 9, no matter where the formula is used, right? So even if I drag it down, the 1 and 9 is stable, it's static, doesn't change, right? So what we're going to do now is basically we're going to search. So let's check what we have here. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Good. So the next thing I want to do is to substitute, use the formula substitute. Substitute replaces existing text with new text in a text string. I'm going to substitute this, comma, with an empty string. So what I'm doing here now is that every digit that is in this cell, we are replacing it with an empty string. You get it? Every digit. And all digits is either 1 to 9. Right? All digits is either 1 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0 does not count because 0 would not make any difference. So we didn't add 0. So Excel is going to check through. Do we have 1? Replace with string. Do we have 2? Replace with empty string. Do we have 3 to 9? Replace it with empty string. And it checks it throughout to the 9th times. So let's do enter. Okay. Now let's view the result from here. You see, for the first one, it checked for the 1, it removed the 1. The second one, it removed the 2, it removed the 3. The others, there are none. Right? Good. So now the next thing I want to do is to calculate the length of what we have already. The length of this. Now what this length does is that now it is to measure the length of the character after removing each digit. So let's check out what we have. So we have 5556666, right? So we notice that the ones that were removed have 5, the ones that were not removed have 6, right? So now we're going to do the length of this, which is a 6, right, minus this, which is 5, gives us 1. So the original length minus the new length after the digit was removed. Now we're going to multiply everything we have here. We'll put it in a bracket, everything in a bracket. Then we'll multiply it by the row $1 is $9. Now what we'll do here is that we are multiplying the count of each digit by the digit actual value. Now let's check out everything we have here. Now we could see 1, 2, 3. We've been able to get 1 to 3, while the others were it was not replaced, we're having zeros, right? So the next thing we're going to do is to do our sum product. Sum product of everything. Sum product returns the sum of the products of corresponding ranges of an array. Close it. So open a bracket here. Good. So 6. Now we'll see. So if we do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's now a 10. Even if you put the numbers at the beginning, it's still going to add it up. So just to recap, use the formula 1 when your cell is clean, when you have a pure number, all numbers on the sheet, on the cell, and use formula 2 when you have a more complex cell. Probably you have mixed up symbols, characters, digits, and all of that. So the logic are different, but they both arrive at the same goal, adding up the digits in the cell. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. Kindly subscribe to the channel, drop your like on this video, share with your friend, drop your comments. What would you like to learn next? Let us know. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the next video.